word evisceration does come to mind, and as you saw on your ticker there, it's not far off from what the reality was of this equation. Vitality and Renegades squaring off in this opening map of Dust 2 certainly went in the way of the boys. 16-5, very telling as to what we did see. My name is Trey Senasaranthus. Welcome back. We're going to be trying to walk you through all the things that went right or wrong there in here on this analyst desk alongside Sean Gares and Chad Birchill. And, well, for what it's worth, Sean, I feel like you were thoroughly impressed right at the very core of your being.
Yeah, there is nothing to not be impressed with when you watch Renegades T-side throughout this game. They are so methodical. Everything they did was perfect, actually, throughout the game. The way that they moved around the map. Honestly, I haven't seen a team get punished like that on a map veto where they choose the map in a long time.
So Ents did the same thing, right, with the new punish, and it backfired on them as well. Renegades are so well prepared on 6 maps in this tournament.
But, you know, Chad, I really have to say that there's probably a little bit more to this because it doesn't seem like it's a super complex sort of approach here from Renegades. We're talking like basically basic.
It is very basic, and I can actually run you through just a default they ran over towards the telestrator here. So I've already have the map highlighted, and the first 2 players that I want to point out for everybody to look at is going to be Gratisfaction's job right here, and Liaz, who is actually going to be going over towards long. These 2 players, right, Gratisfaction is just watching middle. You're not really expecting much of him. He's actually just getting the information and giving it to his team if anybody's being aggressive or going lower dark. Liaz as well is going to throw a flash towards long. That's going to draw out the long player's default utility, and that's going to be able to tell the team if there's anybody holding that position. Now what's the next impressive thing is, I want you to focus on JKS, who's the upper dark anchor. He's going to actually back up Jacob on the flash that you're about to see come through from Azza. What does that do? That actually clears out the closed cap position and gives them that information. So this is actually just how you start off a default. We'll clear it from here, and what you're going to see happen is each part of the map is taken systematically from Renegades. Close, mid, clear. Okay, now we have closed cat clear. We know that there's players towards long. JKS goes back to make sure no one's pushing up a dark. Clear it off again. You're going to see the flash come through towards catwalk. That's going to push back Zywoo. Now they have full map control. Once they have this done, they just decide to go back towards the B bomb site with all the map presence that they could possibly hope for, and then you can just focus on Gratisfaction, who just gets a chance to go for a heads-up duel with the rest of his teammates there. AWP versus AWP is going to find the kill, and then they just snowball onto the bomb site. So they get the basic map control, and then they just go in for a simple take onto the bomb site, simple and easy.
Yeah, and it worked time and time again. That would obviously paint the picture as to why Vitality were only able to net 4 rounds on their CT side here, Sean.
Yeah, and a lot of people probably wonder, like, why spread the map? Why do all that stuff? Well, you need to know that the CTs are doing that default long setup, first of all. And second, the reason why you want to take catwalk is to force that third rotator back towards the A site. But the timing on Liaz and JKS moving around the map is what's very impressive, in my opinion, because they do so much that goes unnoticed. They're with the pack in crucial moments, and they get away and kind of do their own thing.
Yeah, holding the extremities is one of the hardest jobs, right? Because you have to relay key bits of information to the in-game leader and the pack. The pack needs to react off the information the extremities give. Just some other details as well. Renegades had an anti-eco round where they didn't have any mid-control. Gratisfaction was watching with the AWP, but the cap push was open the whole time. Instead of swinging wide and just clearing it dry, Azza throws a flash and clears it versus USPs. It's just every detail of Renegades is perfect.
Yeah, and that detail will not go unnoticed. In fact, you talk about Gratisfaction being this sort of player, and he's certainly come online in a big way here, or on land, should I say, and we actually do have the pleasure to speak to him right now via Franker Z. Let's go ahead and check out what they've got going on.
I am here with the Grat, the Tash Smasher, I think they call you now. How are you feeling after that phenomenal round?
Pretty good, yeah.
And Henry G actually said it was the favorite T-side he's casted on Dust 2 in years. What do you make of that?
I didn't think it was that good. We were just like playing how we practiced. It felt pretty like standard to us.
You didn't think it was that good. Did you see that scoreline, Grat?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Everything just went well for us. I guess we hit our shots as well, so yeah.
You're keeping it quite chill right now. You're 1 map away from getting to that top 8 Gratisfaction. What's the mood right now?
I'm just trying to keep myself calm, not feeling the pressure, so that's good, yeah.
Well, before I let you go and talk to the team, is there really magic in that Tash?
I don't know, there must be, yeah. About to make top 8, so yeah.
I'm going to let you go away before I start stroking it. Let's head back to the desk.
Now that mustache is a talking point all on its own, but the pressure is certainly on at this point. Now we're looking at a Renegades that nobody gave this time of day to, or at least this day specifically. But this is a Renegades that can do it.
They keep knocking down barriers, and just to add some context to this whole thing, Azza has been here for the very beginning of Australian CSGO. We were in this gym, in this exact same location where we are standing right now, playing just over there in 2014 in the Spodek, right? We've been here since the very beginning. Azza now gets to actually potentially live a dream, playing in front of all the members of coming out to spectate in that Spodek arena. Players from all around the world dream of that, and this will be the first time an Australian team will ever make the top 8 at a major if they can grab this second game.
Just a pair of glasses to think. Who would have thought?
Such small details.
Yeah, it really is, too. I mean, we could talk about, what is John Lennon, Kerry Potter. There's a whole slew of things going alongside of what is this player. But they're showing face in a big way. We're not talking about just these guys showing up in a server here now. We're not talking about individuals such as JKS stepping up when it's absolutely necessary. Also another player that's having that individual performance and impact here for the Renegades, helping them continue on the path that they're on. But that path is going to be leading them right into cash, boys.
Yeah, this one here, it could be worrisome. It's another brawly map, right? But the thing is, the default style just worked for Renegades on their T side, and they get to start on the T side again on this map. So these are two maps that you really don't mind if you start CT or T side to kick off the day. And they've looked really composed. Grat looked very calm there. They're just going to carry this through as business as usual, whereas Vitality need to fire up and get in this game.
Yeah, both of these teams are excellent on Cash. Cash, like you said, is a brawly map. It can get very scrimmy. A lot of individual duels can be taken across the map, and people can be pushed and pulled around, in my opinion, unlike any other map in the circuit. So I think Cash is an interesting pick from Renegades. Historically, they've been very, very good on this map. I don't know if this new tactical Renegades is going to have that same approach.
Yeah, and that I think is the big question mark. I mean, right now they do like their full control of what their simulation is and their own destiny, which has to be somewhat satisfying to them. But at the same time, is it enough to power them continuously through each and every one of these opponents as it does get tougher for them?
Well, one step at a time, and they're definitely taking another big leap right now. But here on Cash vs Vitality, they can do it, Tres.
Yeah, that's right. Cash, Vitality, and the Renegades starting now. It's going to be Henry Greer and Matthew Trivet. Take it away, fellas.
We will take it away to a far, far away place. Cash, the location. Renegades. In the words of Gratisfaction, yeah, that's true. In respect to Renegades, it's Cash. They picked it, so it has to be Cash. In the words of Gratisfaction, they're going through to a top 8.
Apparently so. I like the confidence. Quite nonchalant when he was answering the questions from Frankie there. As I said, one of the best T-side I'd seen. He's like, yeah, it's just pretty standard stuff. Fair enough. If that's the way they play every time, I've got to respect it. It's going to be a T-side star here. Remember, the Renegades picked this map. Vitality on there picked us too. It all fell apart. They're going to need a pistol here just to get themselves back in the right frame of mind to actually win out this best of 3. It's 1-0 for Renegades overall. Can they find a pistol on the second map?
BK and RPK to start it off. Watch for Azza. He's going to try and strike back, though, before they can retreat inside of the site. Doesn't even matter. MBK and Zaiwu getting the pistol. Vitality taking the CT-sided, first CT-sided pistol, but also importantly on Renegade's map on the CT side. Typically, you're going to get the momentum. Let's see what the response is. No bomb plant. You can't really justify an aggressive force, or can you?
Maybe you can, it seems.
Okay.
I got a force buy in the second. Not going to go for the AKs in the third. And we saw Vitality there, very aggressive. We need to see more of that from them on Dust 2. It's weird we didn't, to be honest, but seems like they're ready to take the fights towards the T's, and that's what we want to see. But we are going to have the force buy here from Renegades. That Deagle is going to be very important. JKS, though, with no armor. He's going to be focusing more on the utility. They send 5 players towards B. We'll see if this is where they'll find a bit of success. Smoke down from the CTs. HE could follow up as well. They need to be very careful here as they make their way close towards Checkers. That's going to be their main objective here. Try and get a few players in there and then split the bomb site through Checkers in the main entrance. HE does come in, but doesn't do too much damage.
Smoke down. Alex will push toward Checker, thinking that's the right option. They flash straight through the smoke. He's caught off. Middle of the site, nothing to do about it, and they'll pick up some guns to go along with the B site. Bomb plants to ensue. Apex is snuck in. Oh, gets the headshot. That's the MP9. He couldn't clip it through the edge of the box. He may still follow it up. He switches his attention to JKS. He's done damage on a Gratisfaction, but he's overwhelmed. He doesn't know who to fire at. He might have been better to focus the player he'd already tagged, because it would have made it easy and short work, but NBK still has the rifle. Molotov to go down. Force Leaz to the right. Does he push the smoke? MP9 suggests he could jump through. He's gone for that rather than the reload. It gives him movement mechanics, but Leaz actually has the more powerful weapon in the form of a rifle, but can't get the angle. MBK just barely gets there in time.
I feel like they're going to force by next round as well. The fact it comes down to a 1 versus 1 where they could have won it, it's going to be too close to call, but I feel like Renegades will fancy their chances going to that next round. Very nice approach for them. They managed to flash Alex fully, get that first kill, the MAC-10, then making its way through towards the bomb site. They get the second. And yes, a very awkward affair for Vitality. They could have done with that being a lot cleaner overall, but still, we'll see what comes through. Will they get Nico here? We'll be up against a force by once again. Jacob has got Deagle and Kevlar, so it doesn't look like they're fully investing here. They're going to take a partial buy as the loss bonus starts to rack up here, and Liaz, like you said, with the FAMAS in hand, didn't really have a whole lot to work with there. MBK closer into the MP9, manages to take him down. Zaiwu didn't get to see the best out of him on Dust 2. There's another chance here on Cash to show his worth as Azza with the Desert Eagle here, waits for the smoke to go down. They've got a lot of presence towards middle here, just waiting for the initial utility to go down.
Underneath of the boost, MP9. They check it collectively if they can push Alex off the angle. Zaiwu will be sitting duck at this point. Alex also has an MP9, but Alex to try and fire at the USP at range. Gives them the chance to spray down, not losing any ammo when they do push through, but he's swamped it over now anyway. Check to the vent, already broken out. Corner. There it is. Zaiwu with one Apex. Gets another on the AUG, and then Zaiwu steps back, realizing they're likely going to go above him as well, so it all works out tremendously. And Vitality look to go up 3-0. Fourth round bonus in effect, given the 1 round bonus at the start of the game now. Or start of the half, I should say now.
Yeah. Looking to steal a bit of cash away here. Renegades can no longer win the round, but maybe JKS can do some damage here with the Desert Eagle. Even a couple of kills would be beneficial going forward. They are going to buy up in the next, and they want to keep Vitality on a leash here financially. Yes, and Liaz do find a shot. Oh my goodness. 2 1-digs out of nowhere. You'd love to see that.
It might be a 3-on-2, but Zaiwu's on 3 HP. Doesn't even need a headshot. 7 seconds. If RPK denies now, round over, they can't even plant. It's not going to happen. He's done the round himself, and he'll hold it down by getting the kills to go along with it.
So you could see that the T's scrambling towards the site, almost like they wanted to die. And that's exactly where they were, because if they didn't die before the round expired, or the timer at the top, they wouldn't get any cash for this round. That was very important, as they wanted to get the AKs out. They wanted to make sure that they actually died. That might be a bit of a weird thing to say, but that's absolutely what they wanted. And we get into the first real gun round here. AKs across the board, no AWP for Gratisfaction. Not a huge deal, but he would certainly like to be on that weapon. And this is where Vitality will be truly tested. They've got an MP9 and a FAMAS. We talk about CTs having opportunities at the start of each round and be able to show a bit of aggression and go for initial picks. Haven't seen anything like that going on, but there is a bit of fragging towards middle. And JKS jumps out of the smoke. It's an absolute bloodbath in middle, but it's going to be Vitality that come out on top. 4 versus 2 in their favor, and MBK contains the mid area, and Apex pushing in towards B actually gets the backstab and takes down the ball.
He's down. This is a fantastic start considering it's Renegade's map choice. We talked about it. Vitality, Cash, get aggressive, T-sides. By the way, man on screen, Apex, phenomenal mid player on this map in the past.
Yeah.
You go back to 2016, 2017, even 2015. Very good at knowing when to rotate highway, take the long way around, still get back, retake mid. He'll do that time and time again if they get to control. He'll walk back out from Z connector late, so watch for flashes in on hitting that position for him. But this is a great start for Vitality, who already have achieved 4 rounds. They only got 5 in the last map. That was their map choice. You suggested that they would come in cold or not warmed up as a result of that. They never got a chance to get going. Well, it seems to be the opposite so far. Renegades are limited back to pistols once more, and of the 4 rounds, only 1 bomb plant.
Indeed. Slow start from them. We'll have to see them in recovery mode at this point. They've got enough, of course, with the maximum loss bonus here to justify a partial purchase. Gratisfaction with no armor to make sure he gets the AWP in the next round. He'll have more than enough to get a full buy of the AWP going to the next. Sentry there towards A main. You can see all the Renegades players on the other side. They'll be ready for a basic execution. A couple of smokes on the bomb site, blocking up towards highway. Flashbang comes in, and it's up to the rifles now to shut them down and disallow them access towards the bomb site.
Okay, waits, goes back out. Az is already on top of him. I think everybody's expecting to, given that they were going to rush the position. The problem is by getting there, they get the AUG. Az is able to collect on Zaiwu, but bomb denied. Alex pursuing, even pre-firing it. Az's position, not ready for JKS to be so close, but thankfully RPK is quickly back on the scene. And Jacob, with it all to do, they're actually expecting he might be elsewhere because he made his presence known so late inside of A. Nearly got a free shot toward Apex, but 5-0 now. 2 closest rounds they've had, by the way, have been the rounds that they haven't had guns.
Yeah, the 1-digs seemed pretty powerful. Azza, nice work there to take down the player towards quad, get an org, and get a second frag, but they did not get a plants, but it doesn't matter as they saved enough cash here for a healthy purchase into round number 6. Top fragger so far, Liaz with 4. On the Vitality side, it's RPK. 9 frags. He had some great moments in Dust 2. Unfortunately, they only got 5 rounds in total, but we'll see what can be done here. Maybe a B split's coming in quickly. We've got 3 players towards the B storage area. 2 holding middle with the bombs down towards T spawn, so I don't think they'll be committing off this. Going to be trying to run a default, see if they can challenge the rifles they know are holding towards the B side. No AWP on the CT side of things just yet. Flashbang goes in. What a flash it is. Nice assists coming through. RPK gets the alley-oop. Will be 5 on 4. So more here as well. He'll get dinged, but find that second frag, no problem. Finally shut down. That's the AWP. And now they're going to be smoked out here. Not yet, as it will be now just Apex in the B side. But he has got a fast rotation from Zywoo, who's by the vents.
Apex waiting it out. Headshot position, headshot angle with the AUG. Quick check to Heaven. That's cleared. So presumably, as soon as the utility's in place, they'll swing wide. Apex is forced out, though.
Flash.
Toxic. Oh, he's flashed as well. That's brilliant. He does manage to find his way blindly on top of the generator, and they would have thought that was clear. They ran in. He could see through the flames. He finds Gratisfaction, but being as weak as he was, they'll take him down immediately after as Jacob will plant the bomb. He's left alone, though, 1 on 2. He's got time to reset. Smokes himself back in. Flash out as well to the corner. So he wants to stay on the platform rather than try and get an aggressive peek on the first. Gets information. The shot's heading his way as to where they are, but Alex positioned and waiting for him to peek out on the only side that he could.
Vitality, 6 rounds in a row. That was a nice try from Jacob there. I loved what he suggested to them. The smoke towards the right-hand side as he planted, flashed in as well, trying to make them think he's gone towards the corner there. Nice angle to check out the checker room, but unfortunately couldn't nail the shots. RPK flashed in towards B storage. Doing great work with the AK-47. He's got 11 kills now as they go 6-0 up, and Renegades, rightly so, will call a timeout here. They still have the maximum loss bonus. The bomb was planted. There is a buy there, but Gratisfaction can't afford the AWP. They can't really budget it at all. No one really has enough funds to drop in the weapon. The top end of the scale is Liaz and $5,000. It would mean he has nothing left over, even when he's dropped an AK. So not really worth it. I think they'll focus more on the AKs here. Still going to be shut down. This is what we wanted to see from Vitality. Turning up in the fragging department, their teamwork seems to be a lot more efficient here on Cash than it was Dust 2. They're taking advantage of those opportunities on the CT side. They're actually getting stuck in at the beginning of each round. RPK not going to go down without a fight, it seems. Or for Apex right now. Does it go in the hands of Zywoo, who currently has the MP9? I assume Apex has got a very good spawn. Maybe he'll just challenge towards B. Actually hasn't got the best, but he'll be left as a solo turret once he feels established. Won't be for a while, though, that smoke up.
Yeah, not at all. And they'll advance, perhaps, to make sure he can't get back into a turret position. Actually going to rotate back through useless. Aggression on A. NBK tries to go to the corner. Top side smoke. Gets caught out by Gratisfaction. Jacob, he goes over and takes that angle. Now can watch toward the forklift position.
Yeah, I really don't think that works anymore unless you've got the flash backing it up. It's just way too telegraphed. As soon as I see that smoke, everyone's spamming that and making sure you're not going to throw smoke like that either. Oh, this could be a nightmare round for Alex if he dies here. I do a little bit of damage to that grenade.
Every nade goes the wrong way. They're all bouncing off, but there's quite a few on Dust too, to be fair. And yeah, he gave himself up. That was too easy. Molotov him into the corner, take him down with the AK by Jacob. Zywoo is behind. Low HP on Gratisfaction. Bomb in his hands, and the AK immediately grabbable. No one watching on top of this position. All in front of him as well, and he's just going to line up one, a second, and perhaps a follow-up. He's taken this round by storm, and he's got all 3 kills. The bomb to work with, smoke to get away, and he'll give up the bomb given that they now get down to 43 seconds. He doesn't want to overextend and give back the advantage. He knows at least that they're going to take 20 seconds to get back over to B, so play the time on this, and he's going to rotate slowly as well back to mid.
Vitality look like a different team right now. Where was this on Dust 2? This confidence. Zywoo with an MP9, backstabs again. Fantastic aim with the AK-47. And now Apex, like we said, alone towards B. Can be pretty handy with the AWP, especially if they walk for a smoke and give a free kill. Just like that. Liaz goes down. I think he's got the double here. No problem at all. It will be 7-0 now on the pick of Renegades. Cash, as we continue to find absolute dominance here on the CT side. Remember, this is a T-sided affair as well. You mentioned yesterday, yeah, it's only by a few percent, but it's the only map in the pool considered to be T-sided. And so far, Renegades on 0 rounds as we enter round number 8. And this was the nightmare situation. The fact they win the round, though, doesn't really matter. So ZywOo, once he found that first kill, looks absolutely unstoppable as he makes his way through. Pistols again, lost bonus on Renegades so far. Giving a couple of plants every now and then to maintain the AKs. So CZ's Deagles, A split coming in, this time focusing towards Squeaky Door.
Alex. They'll get up above, gets there cleanly. They'll re-smoke toward A main as well. MBK's not going to stay toward Forklift. He actually goes back inside of the site, which pulls the vision further away, but they check it. They go straight to it. And MBK still peeking on the right side. Doesn't have the angle. ZywOo just gets to the site now, but they've already lost 2. Bomb's surely going to be planted, and ZywOo's got to be very careful with Azza rotating back around the Forklift. They still don't have position for the truck to cover that off to peek it. They do now. So Azza gets back inside. He can't go left, has to hold behind the red crate, and he's done that splendidly with the CZ75. Nade forward, he knows they're close, so he bounces off the ground, tries to get the damage in, but a great round from Renegades, finally on the board. And I have to say now, the 4 closest rounds they've had have all been with pistols. Round 2, they nearly ecoed. That was when they got a bomb down. Deagles ran out of time. Pistols got it down to a 2-on-2. This one, they win it.
They absolutely do. The A split works out for them, and it's Azza with the CZ up close, managing to get the most vital frags here. ZywOo, who's causing an absolute nightmare for them. He gets a lovely shot, follows it up towards RPK as well. CZ still deadly. As we head into round number 9, Gratisfaction finally has the AWP. They've got a nice bit of cash behind them as well. As we'll see if he can cause some damage here. Azza will take some... What's the health? I think it's down to 68. Good flashbang. Apex aggressive towards B. I see their confidence building up here. Trying to answer back quickly and shut down the finances of Renegades. As a boosted up. His aim has just been mesmerizing this event. So strong. Haven't seen his Azza for a while. Molotov's smokes towards middle. MBK looks like he's ready to be flashed in at A, but no one there to back him up.
Oh yeah, door open, MBK knows it. Knows exactly where the player is because the bounce smoke is rather evident, but he gets caught out by a perfect flash immediately after, and JKS and Azza are going to back on that. RPK still holds toward the truck. They've got to cross over. No smoke down to do so as of yet. No smoke available for them to do so. So he's got a clean shot. Not only that, the slower they go in trying to hold these positions because they can't cross, the sooner that Apex gets in position with the AWP. As is a sitting duck, that now allows RPK to move in by the wall. So Gratisfaction has to be aggressive with the op. Tries to. Legs Apex. That's confidence for JKS. Never mind. He'll follow it himself. And JKS will take care of RPK.
Great stuff from Renegades. A little bit touch and go towards the end there with Azza watching the connector, and Apex took him down. He upgrades in that situation to an M4. Gets the rifle out for the 2 versus 2. But at this point, Renegades might be able to actually show us what they're capable of on cash because they have broken the money of Vitality. Yes, even after a 7-0 streak, it just took 2 rounds to bring them right down to an eco here. And they have bought up an M4. Apex has purchased that. A bit more money than his teammates. So he's got the M4 Kevlar right now. They're not going to invest much more than that, though. So trying to see what Apex is capable of. He's going to be positioning himself towards a CT truck right now. Maybe want to boost him up or set him up. The thing is, they've got no flashes to really allow him any positional control. But this position on the bomb site, it's actually pretty beneficial. You can jump up when the smokes are deployed and see if you can get a couple of kills. Very difficult to play to time it correctly, but it can be very impactful.
Gratisfaction waiting to see if anyone wants to get aggressive. Already tagged. Pop flash to corner. Lets them get out toward the white box. Spots one jumping. Don't do that twice. We'll give the angle to him. This is where the half starts to tilt. The scales start to tip. Mentioned Apex's potential to retake toward mid. So far, hasn't really needed to, but now that they're on pistols, that's not a concern. It's going to be a stack on the B site. Leah's heading over toward long A. Azza already on highway. Bomb, I highly doubt even goes that way.
The 4-man stack in B. Not going to be yielding much fruit this round, I'm afraid, because Renegades head towards that A site. They were very good at the anti-ecos on Dust 2. Will they maintain that here? MBK, I think, spotted by Azza, by someone at least, as he'll pre-fire the position. It's a tricky one, as you can see. He might struggle, might just want to fall back at this stage. He's got Molotovs for that spot. Could just use that instead of risking a kill, but either way, they're going to find the shots eventually. Looks to be a clean sweep here. Maybe one goes down, and absolutely not. 5 stay alive for Renegades on their feet now as they get 3 rounds in a row. There is money for Vitality, but not enough for the AWP as Zywoo. Apex will be feeling the pressure now as he only has the FAMAS. So what a difference a couple of rounds makes as Zywoo MP9, Apex FAMAS, and they might have to bring out one of their aggressive rounds once again. Try and get that first pick. When you've got this sort of buy, you might want to be pushing squeaky door, go for the first kill of the map and see if you can just apply some pressure, upgrade one of these SMGs to an AK perhaps. See which way they're inclined. They're going to send a couple players towards middle. That's going to be Zywoo and RPK.
Good counter Molotov. They're going to try and push it. They're already committed. They're already in. Everybody's blind. 4 senses to work with, vision not being one of them, and somehow they echolocate each other. JKS has his vision restored, his accuracy back on point to where it was yesterday. He finds 2. Jacob, he adds to that total, all onto Apex. They aren't anywhere near him at this point in time.
They're really in the swing of things now. Renegades looking deadly once more. The AK shots coming in from JKS were just spectacular there. CT's actually rotated in time, arrived at the scene of the crime, and it just went horribly wrong for them as JKS obliterates every single one of them. Jacob helping out as well. Flash not amazing, but it's fine. They're just hunting for this final player now. Apex with a FAMAS. He's got his hands off the mouse right now as he'll try and hold on to the FAMAS, but I don't think it's going to happen. They are certainly going to check the back of the B side.
Just want to point out that I said 4 senses left, implying that sense of smell is clearly important in Counter-Strike, Henry. All right? Don't doubt it.
You can smell the energy in the room, you know, the tension, all the excitement in the air.
Sure, or what I had for dinner last night in my case.
Yeah, that's true. My case, especially. I'm the one who gets to sample all of that. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the next round. Getting to the maximum loss bonus, not quite there. So with the FAMAS save, they're averaging about $3,000. I think they'll have to take another partial buy here. Renegades answering back after a slow start. They were 7-0 down, but the flag must be 7-5. Those shots from JKS, so precise. It really is feeding it. This is JKS of old, someone we know has the potential to be a world-class player. We've seen it in the past. Just haven't seen it for a while, but this event has really shown us that the right leadership, Kassad coming in there, he's getting the most out of these players. As a calling as well. It all seems to be working for them, and Gratisfaction showing us exactly what he can do with a sniper. A very simple procedure here. Just finding all the kills towards middle. That's round done. It is going to be 7-5.
Alex will walk out, try and spot. Does spot the gun barrel of Jacob, but gets taken down. He's able to snap out with the AK-47. And it's on to RPK. Again, Renegades, this is more like it. This is more what we saw in Dust 2. Being very calculated, knowing where the pushing and the aggression is going to come from. Committing, I have to say as well, by going over that Molotov to a plan, not getting caught in Vitality's trap of slowing them down with utility. And now, 5 rounds in a row. It's 7-5. Timeout naturally to be called by Vitality at this point in time. They've got money to work with. Do they go to a double op?
I think they probably will. We saw it before. With Apex.
Apparently those aren't hot enough. There's metal on the front of those in front of a heater, and he's just grabbing it.
Yeah, I guess if you can touch it like that, they're not roasting at least. There's the more traditional approach. Yeah, I felt like the double orb setup is almost guaranteed. We'll see. LMBT, former coach of Mouse Sports, said he's thoroughly impressed with the boys. I think everyone is with what they've demonstrated so far. We haven't seen a double orb setup. We haven't seen a single orb come out. Okay, well, the money was there, but they've opted for Orgs instead. 1 and 4 for Apex. That's great. Getting it done towards middle. No smoke down. Will enable him to get a few frags there. See the spam at the start. Actually tagging up Zywoo. Flashbang from Jacob as he tries to get off any potential CT pushes.
Alex just holding off. Flash goes in, NBK to follow. It's clear, boys. Bit of information they can take advantage of. At the same time, though, it's not like Vitality has any information on B as of yet. And Renegades are just holding up, trying to bait out utility at this point in time. So 3 toward the door. They can take A, and that full sense of security. They've rotated down toward highway. They want to try and control middle at this point so they can cover off a potential B hit. They've left A wide open.
They got a plan off that. You might not even consider going for this now.
I don't think he did. Oh, definitely not.
okay.
Forget it. Save the guns, boys.
See you later.
Wow.
Get out of here.
A lot of,
Wonderful.
yeah, I was going to say, a lot of talk about Leaz. They said last week as well. Just a bunch of hype around him in Australia coming up as one of the young talents. He showcased it, I think, quite effectively. Obviously, the team's doing very well with the change of pace. Kassad back in as well. That's one thing to note. He was there, he left, he came back. Things going well.
Yeah, this is the best looking Renegades we've ever seen. And like we said yesterday, the only team to take a map off Astralis so far in this tournament. They lost the best of 3, didn't quite get the clean 3-0, but they've got more than enough time to make up for it. This is the 2-1 game right now. So even if they lose this best of 3, they have another lifeline. But I've got a feeling they might be able to do this. Saving the weapons. Vitality will have an AUG left over. They still have the maximum loss bonus. Even with the 2 weapons saved, it's going to be a little bit problematic. They might want to take a time out here and discuss their options. He has great shots there. An open A bomb site. He rails 2 players towards short. And here comes the purchase. So for Mass, for MBK, there will be compromises here. They have a couple of kits. It's not too bad at the saved weaponry. Gratisfaction trying to beat the smoke towards middle. Not going to happen. Doesn't want to fire off. Not one of those spots. And JKM will be traded out, but that actually favors Renegades here, as they have plenty of time, 4-on-4, and he thins out the CT defense.
JKS is going to try and wait for that smoke to dissolve on B. Apex is going to burrow back into a very Molotovable position, and I mentioned that because there's 4 of them currently on the Renegade side. Thankfully, he thinks better of the option, and he'll go back inside of the site instead. No one else on B, so if he was Molotov'd out of there, mid-rotation would not make it in time before they would already have the site to themselves.
Looks like they're going to go for the B execution here. Shoot the windows out, Molotovs go through. Apex with the flashbangs as well. He needs to be very careful. Luckily in the corner, he can't be touched by the flames, but the bullets will certainly reach him. RPK and Alex attempting the retake here. Doing a good job to bring it back to the 2-on-2, but not for long. MBK stuck in the vents and surely will be taken down. It's Azza to close it, and that's 7 rounds in a row. Bouncing back from 7-0. That's pretty unbelievable. So it goes to show you what a great start can do, but as soon as Renegades managed to win that first round, they haven't really missed anything at all. Vitality, can they pick up the last and take the lead in round 15? It'll still be a decent half. They get the 8-7.
Yeah, it is. It's just going to be extremely disappointing for them considering they lost 16-5. They had a 7-0 lead here, and now it's a 7-7 game. So that's going to weigh in the back of their mind. It's not an elimination match, remember, for Vitality. We need to keep that in mind. This is an advancement match.
Yeah.
Vitality came through technically the open bracket. I put an asterisk on that because that's because they're a new core. They've got lots of players that have played in majors before. They've got former major champions on their team. But technically, they've had to do the longest route of anyone to get to this point. So for them to get through would be fantastic. Renegades be the first time ever, also spectacular. MBK, flashed into this position on A main before, is going to go again. He'll find Jacob this time without the assist of a flash, but Gratisfaction through the smoke is able to find him instead. And we go back to 4-on-4. Any lead that Vitality's had in the last multiple rounds has been answered either immediately or answered twice as much. In other words, gone back twice as much the other way, and they've not been able to execute on sites. They've got one toward the door this time, so trying to stabilize into a pick, but they need Gratisfaction to find the next shot on A-main, and he will.
Great shot as well. Didn't panic too much, and Apex trying the Pronax boost again. Surely going to be taken down at this point. It's all falling apart for Vitality. They looked so strong at the start, but there's still a chance here in the 3 versus 2. ZywOo with the AK now. He's so good with this weapon. Good grenade. Should do considerable damage, actually. Not as much as I thought, as they get the bomb planted. 40 seconds remain once it goes down. And ZywOo, well, not anymore. Just RPK. He's got it all to do. 2 players to find. He's got an incendiary, but no kit.
First up, nearly spotted RPK. Molotov'd out, he's hoping that's going to force them a little bit further than it has, but he's not considered the fact that JKS is actually burrowed in behind the box, and even if Leaz didn't find the opening peak, they would have had to trade easily based on position. Renegades answer back with a slew of 8 rounds to win the half by 1.
You don't see scoreboards like that too often. After going 7-0 down, to take 8 rounds is certainly a statement. Renegades are looking to close this out 2-0. Vitality need to wake up. They started strong, but they dropped off towards the end. We'll see what they can do after this break.
Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. And I'll take it, yeah. Reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out.
8-7 this half, much closer than the first on Dust 2, but it is Renegades still in the lead. That may come as a surprise for those of you who are with us at the start. It was 7-0 for Vitality, and the tables, my oh my, did they turn.
They certainly did, Matthew. It looked like Vitality were on their feet, they'd found their form, but all of a sudden they lost one CZ round, and they lost 8 in a row. Renegades certainly feeling it, but we'll see where this pistol leads us. If Vitality get both pistols, they might have a fighting chance here. They're going to go for a run boost by the looks of things, or just holding a stack. So going to see if any CTs push around the corner. No aggression though, but you can see a heavy beat presence from the CTs. They've got a smoke, an incendiary on Gratisfaction, just to note, and a diffuse kit. I'm interested to see what Grat will do with the incendiary. You know, on the A site, you can deny plants by dropping it on the bomb site, and that could be very powerful, not expected necessarily in a pistol. Vitality waiting for initial aggression, find nothing and start making their way towards A. This will be a split on the bomb site, probably smoke towards highway, then one to the left-hand side of the red bomb site crate. Make their way in, focus and isolate the CT players. We can see they're playing an actual retake here on the CT side. So Liaz, his job is to get one kill. That's the initial smoke. You'll probably see the second one come out shortly, and they'll make their moves. They wait for a little bit just for an initial utility in response from the CT. They don't get anything, so when they go, a little bit of damage done there, but the bomb's planted safely.
Vitality convert this with the bomb down. It'll be both pistols for them in this game. 3-1 in the series. And 3-1 for the T side, just to note, in terms of pistol distribution. Molotov goes down behind Quad. That tries to force them out, but it forces them directly toward the smoke. Not only that, they've got Azza waiting to see if they were going to push through it. Gratisfaction and Leah's down. MBK finding both kills, 8-8. Fantastic round. All 5 stay alive. I said 4 or 5. There's 5
Yes.
on the team.
You're learning, Matt.
Well, you know, PUBG and all that, right?
Yes, all 5 do survive that, absolutely. So the retake setup is a bit of a risky one if they go for a hard A commitment like that with the smoke down, especially there's a smoke I talked about for the retake, and they find absolutely everything. That's both pistols now in favor of Vitality. Remember, they got a 3-0 conversion in the first half, actually 7-0 conversion, which was strange to see. CT's actually going to be force buying in this second round. They found a lot of success with this, so can't really criticize it. That's where they feel most comfortable. As Jacob and his deadly deagle make his way towards the B storage area. RPK waiting with the MP5.
is just checking on his own, of his own volition, in toward A main. No utility, no support to try and get inside of it. Jacob already pushed up in B main as well. He'll try and get the same information on that side of the map. A little bit different that time. He did have JKS try to take a shot to bait him. He knows well that RPK has worked over toward the toxic position.
Oh, Jacob needs to get out of here. Good choice. Almost certainly going to be dropped by RPK if he keeps facing.
Well, not to mention they're positioned in mid. They could easily burst through the vents on top of them if they overcommitted to being that far out of the B site. This faction, we hardly got to see him in this round, but we watched him die.
Yeah, we witnessed it firsthand. It's looking like Vitality rounds here. There's no positional control for the CTs. They're losing HP all over the place. This smoke, though, might be able to help them out a little bit. Jacob's still looking for that one dig. Not finding us just yet. They'll make their way back towards the B bomb site, which is actually open right now. JKS trying to spam towards the vent. Actually hits Zywu there towards Checkers, but I'm not sure the CTs can even justify going for this once the bomb goes down. Might want to save the force ball weapons and have another go at it in the next round.
Planted by Zywu. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on this. Head armor as well for Lea's, JKS, the scouts. As a Jacob, they've also got the armor. So Vitality take back the lead. It took them a pistol round to allow them to do so, and what I mean by that is it took them the economy being handed back to them at the start of the half, because that spiraled last time.
So CTs will hold on to their 5-7s and Deagles. They've got a Scouts and JKS as well. The reason for that is you might think, oh, it's just pistols. Might as well see what you can do. But the bomb's planted, and you can cause damage in the next round. You're not going to buy it anyway, because you already force ball here. So you might as well keep what you have, give it another go. And Vitality don't seem to be hunting too aggressively here. So it will be them extending their lead to 9-8 as we get into round number 18 here. Not really much will be purchased on the Renegade side to add to what they already have. Maybe a smoke or two. Azza will purchase one of those. Gratisfaction gets an HE to go with his PT50. Remember, he's the AWP. He can't really spend too much cash yet. So we'll be on 3,100 and be getting a nice cash injection next round. So he'll certainly bring out the AWP to kick things off in the gun round. But still quite early days here on cash. If you're just joining us, the advancement game between Vitality and Renegades. First map was Dust 2, and that was the Vitality pick. They got stomped out 16-5. By the Renegades boys. They looked very strong on that map. And now it's their pick of cash. Not as one-sided, but they certainly had a resurgence after going down 7-0.
Yeah, absolutely. So Inferno is the deciding map.
What a map pool that is.
That is
a dream.
Lovely. Yeah, you said it's your favorite when it was picked at the start of the series. This is Henry G's favorite map pool.
It's just because when you have excellent players like this in the server, those are the maps you really want to see played. The Dust 2 kickoff as well. You're going to see some great moments there, the AWP, and good coordination coming in. It's an absolute pleasure to spectate. And Alex will get a nice grenade in towards Forklift. Does a ton of damage to two players waiting there.
Certainly does. As they're getting the worst for wear. Oh, he's going to be pushed out as well by Molotov. He's down to 28 HP. Flash in, perhaps against Apex. He counters it off, so they can't do so. Despite the Gratisfactions on one side of the door and Azaz on the other. They'll have to hold station 4 inside of the A site. Sense of urgency to get back over toward B. They seemingly dissected the stacks based on utility alone. They try to fire through the garage as well. That's what JKS is trying to do toward the vent, but it's not going to work out for him. Gratisfaction falls. Molotov to upper, and again, it might just be worth saving the armor going into the gun round.
Good point. Not going to win this round, that's for sure, but if they can steal away an AK, even just one of them, might actually be beneficial. We'll see what they want to try and do there. Alex with the UMP, you can actually justify this. Giving up an ump isn't that much of a big deal. That is significant, though. If they get a third, this could be a little bit problematic. Just Jake now looking to show us what he's capable of. They know where he is, though. They'll have to hit a fantastic shot here to even stand a chance. There it is. And now surely goes down as the last remaining player in that position, at least, will be challenging him. It's going to be MBK, still with 100 HP. Jacob would rather go down with the bomb than let him have the satisfaction of finding the kill.
It's absolutely true. So he's built up some cash with these kills. Doesn't get an AK-47. They'll lose the armor. That's at $1,000 a piece. But more importantly, they take 2,700 with each AK down out of the hands of Vitality, which will have benefits down the road. Certainly, if they can win this gun round, it will, because the money's going to be limited significantly because of that. Lea's, what's he going to buy? Double op setup? CT side, it's going to be 4 Augs. He held for a moment. I thought maybe they were considering it.
Well, this is their standard approach. You don't normally have to draw the double orbs until it gets to the real scary point if you've lost like 2 gun rounds in a row, finding yourself on your third eco. But either way, Vitality post double digits and they have full control of the finances here. They've got lots of money in reserve and they're setting up an execution. This is very common on these first gun rounds. Dropping a set piece early on is a fantastic approach. You know they won't be fully equipped with maybe all the incendiaries or kits. If you get a fast plant down here, equal trades, you'll actually have the advantage. So here it comes, full commitment towards A. Lots of utility deployed.
As gets up behind the smoke, he used to extinguish the flames. That's going to put him further into the corner, nearly out of sight and behind the attacking terrorists, but they located and find him. They spammed through and took him down as Gratisfaction still has some position to work with at A. He's got the AWP, but he doesn't have the vision to go with it. It's all onto Alex, and he goes aggressive. Spots Gratisfaction, nearly got the shot toward the red crate beforehand, but Renegades pull back their first CT round, and we stay within 1.
Well, we take that round, as I mentioned, with almost a pinch of salt because his Vitality is just trying to present something very quick and execution-based in the first gun round because there won't necessarily be the utility to respond with. This is when we go into the defaults. Now this is where the game really is decided. As a nice work with the orb there. Gratisfaction hits pretty much every shot he had to. Great step of him to close out the round. They keep 3 up, and we'll see if Renegades can tie things here at 10-10. As we get to round number 20. Then on the CT side, those listening via the radio, perhaps audio only, at work, try and keep that updated for you.
BK trying to find that off angle to catch anyone out inside of checkers.
Oh, setting Jacob up.
They are indeed. He's not going to peek it. He'll hold for now. He'll wait for timing, some sort of information to go on that. At Apex, he's got a suspicion. Remember that round where they had pistols? They got 3 kills. Jacob the one to do it? Look at the effects. It's just a deagle for Apex this time. And if they lose this, money's gone. Same could still be said for Renegades on their side of the equation, but this round really opens up the game.
It's another A commitment here from Vitality. They've got 4 players this side of the map. Dropping the incendiary, and Jacob's ready for the backstab as well. So he doesn't want to find kills just yet, but when they do show their hand towards the A side, that's when he goes with the backstab.
Nice aim. Alex down. It does reveal exactly where Leaz was playing from, and they'll take him out. But Jacob, he's so good in this timing. They held it. We said Apex seemed to have an idea. Always missed the shot. No response from Zywoo. He's preoccupied. He's still looking toward the truck. Good counter nade to make sure A, he loses vision for a moment with the reticles coming through from the nade, but also and he has to consider moving out of the corner. It's a shot from Gratisfaction. They still haven't got Zywoo. Jacob's going to go through onto it. They're touching each other. He's firing over his head, however, and Zywoo still fires with the AWP and actually does some significant damage. Finally, he'll get taken down. Gratisfaction working back into the side. A pistol to kill RPK, and money's now gone for Vitality.
Now that's all about Jacob. He doesn't get a massive amount of frags there, but he certainly, well, he didn't get any frags, I don't think. But he goes for the perfect backstab there. Makes things very uncomfortable. We saw that all play out. They get him boosted, ready, and didn't commit like that from Grat. He didn't fully commit at the start. He's waiting until they've got the information. The bomb's been spotted. Multiple players here. It's unlikely they're watching for that backstab so early on. And that was the actual nade kill to kick things off for the CTs. Gratisfaction doing almost every single shot we've seen him presented with so far. Gets a USP out, and what a nice finish that is. Great work. As they do find 10-10. Oh, the kiss to the head as well. What a rough Cassard.
It's not bad. A little forehead kiss.
Yeah.
Yes, the nade, that's pretty much spot on, but RPK, the only one who was unable to get away. Everyone backed through the door, and he kind of just had to suffer the fate. Down to 47. MBK gets boosted back out in middle. AK still trying to do damage. It's Alex that's tagged. They get the opening pick. They'll follow it up. The damage is certainly there. The kills are not. Can the CTs do anything about it? Can Renegades pull this back away? Because Vitality is stretching out. An AK in the hands of NBK, and the AUG now picked up and put to good use. They're going to transfer that over as well because Zywoo still has 95 HP. Apex doesn't. He might have head armor, but he only has 15 to play with, and the AUGs certainly make that a problem either way. Az is still waiting for it. He'll try and hold off middle. Vitality, I said that was going to be the round that breaks them with this force buy. This can certainly pull them straight back into it, and the money is still not that established on the Renegade side, which is why they could justify doing this. Over to B. The only one there is Gratisfaction. He's got the AUG, or excuse me, the AWP.
Yeah, he could do serious work here. They do have a smoke, to be fair. They can at least isolate him with that. But not much else. But he's not watching it right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, he considered rotating off of it, and they realized there's still not information enough. He might get caught out in transition here. He's in the site, which means it's not like he can play efficiently, try and pick through, and now he knows. Molotov's down. Off tight side of the site, finds one. He managed to avoid the flash just enough, nearly got NBK. That would have swung the round firmly in their favor, but it's only one. Still a 3-on-2, and yeah, they're going to bail off of it. Just enough from Vitality, just enough money to get out the AK-47, and it's going to be them holding on to the lead 11-10.
Absolutely. Well, the CT's trying, throwing a bit of aggression there towards the B side of the map, taking down with those pistols. It gives away some rifles there. Gratisfaction, like we said, he really had to deliver. In that situation, it was a difficult one, though. He gets the Molotov on top of him, the smoke down in spawn. He has to rotate to a very difficult spot. He gets one, but as soon as he missed a couple of shots, he was done for. They could jump on him, and it looks like now Liaz will have to try and stay alive, but the bomb's about to explode, so they should be fine. As they'll see if they can take the Org to the next round. Money actually not as strong as you'd think on the Renegade side. Gratisfaction, just to note, 20 kills to his name, 12 deaths. At the top of Vitality is going to be MBK, 17 and 13. So they all potential of Gratisfaction looking very good. Zywoo, his counterpart on the other side, is 13 kills. We haven't seen him get into that carry mode just yet. We've seen some good rounds from him, but we know his skill ceiling is extremely high. But just to remind you, this is not an elimination game, it's a progression. So whoever wins this series makes their way towards the round of 8. Loser will be 2-2 and have another stab at it, but this is obviously the game you want to win. There's some scary teams that currently have a loss to their name. FaZe with a couple as well. They'll be down there waiting.
Yeah, FaZe is on their last life, as you put it. And they go up against Complexity, who can't be underrated. Yesterday, they put on a heroic performance.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun. I mean, it was sloppy at times. It was questionable,
yeah,
but it was explosive and exciting.
It was everything you want to see from a CS match, to be honest. Just in terms of, like, just lots of storylines. The fact it was a derby and all the crazy clutches, 45 frags from Stan. It was just an absolute marvel to spectate. But either way, we're getting into round 22. Vitality with the lead once again. As I mentioned, the money, not great for Renegades. They get rifles out short, but look at the distinct lack of utility. They have one smoke remaining as we hit 1 minute 30, and there's a Molotov. That smoke is now gone.
It's gone, and it also tells that he's there. MBK doesn't want to stick to the angle and spray into it because he's concerned that someone would wide peek from white box if he does. And Gratisfaction gets to stay there as a result of that. So yes, okay, he's used a smoke. They've also used a Molotov. Timing is such. Gratisfaction's still going to be in position to counter this off. White box. NBK catches Azza. They were still looking for it.
Jacob gets in towards the middle entrance here. MP9, perfect weapon to catch RPK, but the timing's off, and he'll go down.
Gratisfaction will rotate back around. This puts Vitality on 12, potentially 13. Given the money situation, again, it comes back to that force buy in the last round.
You see the gamble stack, what we call it, from Renegades. They're going to put all 3 players towards A, just leave B open. If they do come A, which is actually potentially happening here, they'll fight it. And with the Molotovs and the sentries going down, this could actually work out in the CT's favor. Vitality needs to be very careful.
23 seconds, even with MBK going through B and calling that it's clear, they're not going to have enough time to get back over there.
Indeed.
They have to take this fight, and if Bomb goes down, this is a huge problem. Gratisfaction back turned, he'll turn it around, but not in time. Flash didn't come through as he was expecting, but even still, 9 seconds. JKS is the only one alive. Even if he got the bomb, unfortunately, his life was all that remained, and it's Vitality finding number 12.
A little bit dicey towards the end there, but they get the initial 2 kills, and yes, they run into the stack, but they manage to trade off it very efficiently. It's going to send Renegades to an eco at this point. The loss bonus only at the second stage right now. It's 12-10. Vitality now can see light at the end of the tunnel. Might be able to take us to Inferno at this stage. Much better than their Dust 2 performance. Their pick is RPK. Great start. Very influential to the 7-0 they found. They've got the AWP and Zywoo now. The AKs are out. Org for Apex. And they get a nice contact play towards B just to secure this round. Shouldn't be any problem. It's just you and
BK gets the opener. Pistol's ineffective so far, as expected, as Vitality marches triumphantly. inside of the sights. RPK gets one, spins it around, finds the second on JKS. He was busy killing off his teammate in the form of Apex first. And ZywOo will get up and underneath of the vents, securing the rotation position and forcing Leaz away. But he gets away with an AK-47, so something to carry over for Renegades. And by no means at 12 rounds is this game done. Certainly not when you consider the comeback Renegades pulled off in the first half. If they can get that sort of momentum going in their favor again, they could close this series and make Gratisfaction's prophecy come true. He seemed very confident when he said that to Frankie.
He really did. It wasn't even like, yeah, we're probably going to make it. It was just like, well, we're about to go into the final rounds.
Yeah, it's the exact word. We're about to.
Yeah.
Implying this series today.
Very relaxed, considering this is his first major, but performing very well, I have to say. 13-10, though. This is where they'll be tested. Liaz does manage to save the AK-47. I guess he gives that to Azza. Yes, he will, because Azza's a bit of a specialist, that weapon. And on the CT side, it allows him to be a little bit more audacious. He can be roaming around the map and go with some of those pushes we saw Vitality doing in the first half. Grat has the AWP. Orgs are out. It's a decent buy. They don't have a kit just yet. Azza will buy it there. And Grat with almost no utility. That's a bit of a problem across the board here, but enough to win a round for sure.
JKS waiting to see who will show their feet first.
This spot can be problematic. They come in and check it. They can flash you off and pre-aim this position.
I just had a weird suspicion with ZywOo creeping as he was, that he was lining up a wallbang for it even. It's hard to tell in the X-ray where the gun's pointing when it's straight on. I just could have somehow seen it happening, but JKS will back off of it smartly. He's already given it up. He's wide open. If they know he's there, it's a problem. Nade, incendiary, force Gratisfaction off the angle of JKS down to the back of the site already. Gratisfaction will have to pretty much hold off on this. They may even save it at this point in time, but the smoke's already in position. He doesn't have anything to work with. Tries just a sliver of a gap above the smoke, but it's too late for that as they've already crossed. And in fact, they're going to spray in and catch him off as well. That's the op gone.
Yeah, it's a common position in that sort of scenario. They were trying to save their weapons, but they're going to leave with almost nothing here. 3 players go down. It was a nice B play from Vitality, and they're not done just yet. They want to take every single member of Renegades with them. As Liaz and Jacob turtling up, as Jacob is in towards CT spawn, but RPK presumably checks this, and indeed he will, but he'll be greeted with the bullets of the Orc. They'll take down another Vitality player, but eventually they get what they want. At this stage, when you've got so much cash, the main objective is removing all the weaponry from the CTs. It doesn't matter if you lose a couple of players here or there. Liaz probably going to be taken down as well. He gets another. Like I said, if they get him down, it's worth. They actually lose 4 in the end. It's not a huge deal. You can see they're not frustrated with that. They still have $11,000 on 3 players, so that's not a huge problem, but ideally would have killed him. And now this is a really interesting time. 14-10. Loss bonus not a maximum. It's at the 4th stage right now. It's $2,900 per play on the CT side. They have an AUG. He can drop another rifle as well. See Apex really feeling it now. Do they want to go for this? Apparently not. They are going to play for 5 rounds straight on the CT side instead of trying to steal it away here. And Gratisfaction's already gone down to 17.
Yeah, he's tagged up significantly inside of middle, so overtime's the call, essentially. They'll try and play it out, put this into the extra rounds. Each map being stolen if Vitality can pull this off. Great shot from Gratisfaction. Caught in retreat. It's Liaz, though, that trades off again. That's the AUG, and a boost inside of the A site to do it. They know there's 2 there. 1 down toward middle. There's got to be something going on at B. What is it? It's Jacob. He tries to fire into it, but JKS was also pushed in. He's baited in. They've got the kill, but no gun. ZywOo's got JKS trapped into a corner, but pre-firing it. He gives it up, and Renegades are going to get 11.
That's absolutely massive for Renegades. They did not force buy into that round. They had a couple of Deagles, PD-50s, a saved AUG. They were looking at the bigger picture, like, we're going to aim for 5 rounds on the CT side here. Now they only need 4, and it's denied map points for Vitality. They will now have enough funds to bring out the AWP, some more rifles, a saved AK. They have a JKS as well, another specialist with the weapon, and they could actually bring this back and go 16-14. They have to break the bank first. If they can win this round cleanly, I don't think they'll fully take them to an eco, but it'll take a couple more, but we'll see if this is the start of something great for the Renegades now. ZywOo waiting for that A main presence to be flashed off, at least, and fire off the shop. Gives his position up, and no CTs will be pushing that now.
Azza and Leaz inside of the site. ZywOo wants to be the one to peek it. Already scoped in. He's going to go cleanly against it. No one exposed at this point in time to the position of the AWP. Watch Azza, though, up on top of the box. He gets the headshot. Zywoo is perfectly positioned and absolutely anticipating it. Brilliant. That's why he is such a highly rated young talent. Yes, is again using his own smoke to further his life, prolong the angle, and try and get behind the T's. They can't find him inside of it, but he eventually gives himself away, spraying with the AUG desperately. He will go down. The response from Vitality means a reset against Renegades.
There is residual cash there with Liaz and JKS and about 4K. Jacob, if he saves the AUG, they'll be okay. As Alex is trying to recover the bomb. I was going to say, where is that? But there it is. He'll pick it up. There's no danger of them losing this round, but Jacob wants to save his AUG. He might not get the chance here. BK will find him. Preempts him towards useless. And now they've got map points. Renegades will have to buy this one and find 4 in a row. But I guess they'll be fine with that. They were happy to get 5 before the race site collapses there. Unable to fend them off. Apex guns him down one by one. Fantastic shots from him. BK chiming in as well, and that player, Liaz, did his best, but so much pressure, so much utility in front of him. Molotov's at his feet, jumped in the smoke, but they read it well. So, timeout. Kassad staying calm right now, making sure his players are as well. They are going to have to buy this one. Is there going to be any sort of special play coming through? Time will tell. Still possible to take it to overtime. Third map is Inferno. And I feel like they'll be pretty evenly matched on that one. It always is the great decider in best of threes. Renegades feeling the pressure now though. CZ for Jacob. 5-7 for Azza, but the AWP for Gratz, who hasn't been as explosive on his CT side. Let's see what he can find here.
Ball dropped intentionally. Vitality know the situation that they were forcing. They won. They lost on a reset round, and now it's very unlikely they're going to have a lot of weapons. Great position from Gup's faction. Better bait from Alex.
Yeah, aware of that. It's a very common play of the AWP. A good one. Apex is there to catch him as he leaves the door.
Hazza panicking, trying to get back into it with the 5-7, realizing that Highway was given up so convincingly. And Apex following up all the way around into the A site, now clears it as well by getting Leas. It's just 3 remaining, and Vitality will force out a third map, stealing back cash from the Australians. A great start, 7-0. That was lost. It was 8-7 in Renegades at half. They won the pistol. It swung for a moment, but they controlled it, and it's just Jacob remaining. It's going to go the distance. He gets one of the CZ at least. He'll back it off, and they'll pursue. Apex wanting kills. He'll find yet another 16-11. Throws down the headset with conviction. He knows what's happened.
Absolutely. Whatever conversation they had after Dust 2, it seemingly worked. They have resurrected themselves. Dust 2, they had no fragging potential. No one stepping up. They actually found more confidence going into cash on their CT side. They were pushing them out. They were finding control. They were getting fantastic shots, clutches. And sure, Renegades got back into it, but the second half, Vitality looked strong. Only gave up 3 rounds in total, and it takes us to Inferno. Great storylines here. Like we said, evenly matched, and Vitality coming online in the fragging department as well sets us up very nicely for that third.
Absolutely does. Thing to consider as well, if Chad thought by chance this one might have been off skewed, remember this gets harder for whoever loses. We'll take a break.